Hey everybody, Ben here. Got a message for someone. Thanks for clicking on the video and thank you for showing up for yourself each and every day. So the energy right away is, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be involved in this, whatever it is. I closed my eyes and I saw, pretty sure it was like the Wizard of Oz, like yellow brick road and these fields and then that big city and mountains or something. So I went with that. And when we look at that, we pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man were looking for something that they thought was external of them. And later they found out it was all in them: courage, heart, and brain. And I've been talking about this a lot lately, putting everything into the external, expecting it to support us foundationally. And we can only cultivate that or build that inside us. We cannot, we can try to create everything that we want in the external to support us, but it's all found inside. It just, once you start looking at things that way, looking at people in general, the way that they present themselves outward uh, is normally a mask. It's a facade. I'm not saying everybody, but if we really think about it, the loudest are the weakest, the quietest are the strongest. It is, uh, we don't have anything inside, so we must create it outside. And when that external falls, we fall. It's also in our beliefs. Uh, it's not just physically, it's also our beliefs. And when we believe in something and it's built on everything external, and when that crumbles or is false, then we are false. We can be very lost at that time. We lost our identity because we created it in the external. These are very difficult experiences to go through when we do that. And there's no shame on anyone that's doing this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to redirect the idea that we're building it inside and not supporting ourselves on the external. I use the analogy a lot of like foundation of a house. Normally, if you have a basement or even a slab foundation is buried, it's under the dirt. We don't see it. And if it's done properly, it's not going to break. The house isn't going to fall down because the foundation isn't false. Sure, a tornado can come, excuse me, or a hurricane and can strip away the siding or the roof or even the whole house, but the concrete foundation will still be there. That's not going to move. When we build it on the external and one of these storms come, it's just the shutters and the windows and the siding and the roof is just going to rip right off. There's nothing there. And it's really focusing on that we need to do this internally. So we did get um, indecision. Maybe we know, but we don't know. I did get the idea that sick of the journey. When we look at the yellow brick road and all that, through that journey, we are experiencing things that help us uncover these hidden truths about ourselves or our weaknesses, our shadow, our struggles, and whatnot. And sometimes the journey sucks. It really does. And we don't want to do it anymore. We don't want to. What's the point? We've lost the point of living. Look at Five of Pentacles, hardship. We could be in a situation where uh, shitty job, shitty circumstances, and we're not getting anywhere. Very stagnant. And that kind of goes into our next card, which was Three of Pentacles reversed. Insufficient team. This could also be, stalled. We missed fundamental steps. When I'm looking at stalled, it's, we're in stagnation. We obviously we don't want to really do this anymore, whatever that may look like, whether physically or deeper than that. But we're in a place where there's no movement, and maybe we're trying different things in our circumstances, and obviously nothing's taking place. There's no change. There's not going to be any change. We're not foreseeing a change. Maybe we are, but we have some self-limiting beliefs and we're indecisive about it, taking that step, whatever it may look like. Once we take some time to go inward, Four of Swords, to reflect on things. And this card did come out. I was going to use this later, but we'll use it now. It came out reversed. This is my connection to spirit, connection to ourself, however we want to look at it. And it's reversed, as in we're not connecting. We're not going inward to find out. When we do, everything aligns. There's a flow. And then we get into our enthusiastic self. We have a joy to live again. We can get inspired again. And by doing so, we're probably going into a passion, our purpose. Maybe we're scared to do that, which I get it. When we have a self-limiting beliefs, built from the external, which is completely natural. We all, that's how we're raised. That's how it goes. And these really hold us back or limit us from being able to take a step into this passion, which would lead to our purpose, whatever it may be. Maybe if there is an ineffective team at work and all of our qualities, are being, not utilized, which could obviously lead to more money, more fulfillment in general. We could limit ourselves, or titles and crap like that can. When we look at the, what was he, the lion? I think didn't think he had any courage. Was that it? Maybe we don't have the courage to think we're good enough for that. We've never been in that position, so we're a little hesitant, what's that called? Imposter syndrome. I'm afraid that, maybe I can't do it. I haven't had this experience. Screw that. People go to college and get a degree and then get a job in something that their degree doesn't even reinforce. On-the-job training is the best way to learn. And we all have these skills that can be adapted into situations like that. Now, granted, I can't vouch for employers and their AI resume crap, but by going inward, where did I put that? Going inward, however that may look, we can clear out some clutter and we can see, what we truly want. I was thinking the other day, let's say we can jump timelines, and think really hard about this. Don't take it lightly. Don't say, I'm going to jump a timeline to where I'm a millionaire and I have a mansion and a car. No. You have one chance. And I mean, really think about this. You have one chance and you can never go back. And you have to leave things behind, people, places, and things. Let's also look at our thoughts, our emotions, our insecurities. When you make this transition, who are you going to lose in this life? Picture losing your identity, your name, everything, who you know, the year, the technology. At the end of that timeline jump, what's more important to you? I think it's our foundation. Would you want to be confident and at peace with yourself, at joy, being a good person, however that may look? If you're going to lose all these things, that is external foundation. All these things that we would lose is external foundation. So when we go there, do we really want just more external foundations? Or do we want an internal foundation that no matter where we are, what we're going through or what we're experiencing is going to be strong enough to support us? Something to think about. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. If you liked it, feel free to like, comment, and share. And I'll talk to you later.